Mock Test Week 10, Video 29. Hello everyone, my name is Attila. Welcome to our 52-week program for Year 7 Grammar School Admission Test, or SATs. Today, we will do Mock Test 5 from Stage 2. For the Stage 2 mock test, you will not be given any answers like those in Stage 1. You have to work it out in the space provided. I want you to pause this video, take a pen and paper, and solve these 5 questions in 5 minutes. If you need more time, don't worry for now. Practice more to stay within the allowed time. Here are 5 questions for you. We prepare 52 mock exams for Stage 1 and Stage 2. In each video, we will solve 5 similar questions from the mock exam. If you like it, you can take the full exams. The links are given in the description box below. Now, let's solve it and see if you answered all of them correctly. Question 1. 615 multiplied by 35. It's pretty easy. We just multiply by 5, then 3. Let's multiply by 5 first. 5 times 5 is 25, carry forward 2. 1 times 5 is 5, plus our carry forward 2, it's 7. 6 times 5 is 30. We block the ones column on the second line. Let's continue. 5 times 3 is 15, carry forward 1. 1 times 3 is 3, plus our 1 and we get 4. And 6 times 3 is 18. Now we just have to add those two together to get a result. 5 plus nothing is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12, carry forward 1. 0 plus 4 plus our carry forward 1, and we get 5. 3 plus 8 is 11, so we carry forward 1. 1 plus 1 and we get 2. So our final answer is 21,525. Question 2. 3,752 divided by 14. It's a little bit hard dividing by 14, so what we can do is do the distributive law. So basically, we separate 14 into 2 times 7. So we can divide 3,752 by 2 first, then 7. Let's divide by 2 first. 2 goes into 3 only once, so we carry forward 1. 2 goes into 17 8 times, but it doesn't fit exactly, so we carry forward 1. 2 goes into 15 7 times, but once again, it doesn't fit perfectly, so we carry forward 1. Now 2 goes into 12 6 times. So we get 1,876. But we're not done yet, because in order to find our final answer, we have to divide by 7 as well. So we divide 1,876 by 7. Now 7 can't fit into 1, so we skip that. Let's go and include 8. Now 7 goes into 18 2 times, but it doesn't fit exactly, so we carry forward 4. 7 goes into 47 6 times, but it doesn't fit exactly, so we carry forward 5. And then 7 goes into 56 exactly 8 times, so our final answer is 268. These questions are unique, which means there is no repetition of the exact same question in different mock test papers. Let's solve it. Question 3. 1,800 pupils. Holy, that's a lot. 1,800 pupils of Greenshaw High School were asked how they travel to school. 300 of them use a cycle to come to school. How many children walk to school? Complete the graph to show the bar for the car. We know that 300 of them go by cycle to come to school. Now, if we measure a cycle, we can see that it's 5 bars tall. So, 5 bar represents 300 students. That means for each bar, we have to divide 300 by 5 to get each bar, which is 60. How many children walk to school? Now for walk, we can see that it represents 17 bars. So in order to figure out 17 bars, we just have to do 300 divided by 5 to get each bar, and then multiply by 17 to get us how many children walk to school, which gives us 1,020. Now, we're also asked to complete the graph to show the bar for the car. So, in order to find out how many children use this car, we have to subtract 1,800 minus 300 minus 1,020. Now, if we subtract those two, we get 480. And then we know that for each bar, it's worth 60 children. And we have 480 children for car. So we know what to do next. 480 divided by 60 to figure out how tall car is. And we can see that car is 8 bars tall. So now we plot our car bar up to the 8 bars. So that's our final answers. Question 4. Emeka is a customer service manager. Every time he serves a customer, he puts a tally mark in his notebook. Fill in the third column in numbers. How many customers did he serve in the third hour? Now we are asked to fill the third column in numbers. So we know that each tally mark is worth 1. And we know that for 5 numbers, it's worth 4 tally marks plus a cross. Now let's check the first hour. We can see that for the first hour, the total customers he served was 3 lines. And we know that 3 lines is worth 3 in numbers. So we put down 3 to our right. As for the first and second hour, we can see 4 lines with a cross and another line. Now we know that the 4 lines with a cross is worth 5, and we have an extra line which would be worth 6 in total. So we write down 6 in the in numbers sections. Now if we check the first, second, and third hour section, we can see there's 2 4 lines with the cross and an additional line. Now we know that 2 of them is 10 because one of them is worth 5. And then we see we get an extra line, which is worth 11 in total. So we write down 11 in the in number section. Now we're also asked how many customers he served in the third hour. We know that for the first, second, and third hour, he served 11 customers, and for the first and second hour, he served 6 customers. And so if we subtract those two, we'll find out how many customers he served for the third hour. So if we do 11 minus 6, that gets us 5 customers for the third hour. Question 5. How many lines of symmetry do these shapes have? We know that in a regular polygon, the amount of vertices it has is equivalent to the amount of lines of symmetry it has. Now, for shape A, we can see it's a pentagon, and this pentagon has 5 vertices. That means it has 5 lines of symmetry. Let's look at line 1, and it reflects perfectly. Line 2 reflects perfectly as well. Line 3, that reflects perfectly. Let's look at line 4. That also reflects perfectly. And line 5, same thing. So, shape A has 5 lines of symmetry. Let's see B. We can see that shape B is a hexagon, which means it has 6 vertices. So, let's see. We can see the first line reflects perfectly, the second one also reflects perfectly, the third one also reflects perfectly, and so does the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. Now, and so for shape B, it has 6 lines of symmetry. For shape C, it's not a regular polygon, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a line of symmetry. Because if we draw a line in the middle in between our irregular square, since it has 4 sides, we can see that it has exactly one line of symmetry. And those are our final answers. If you like these 5 questions, you can take a full mock test. How will the full mock exam work? We will email you the question paper. You will need to print it off and complete the exam within 40 minutes. After you finish the exam, please email us to confirm that you have completed it. Afterwards, we will send you a video link with a step-by-step solution for each question. This video is completely free when you take the full mock exam. It is like a one-to-one private tutor, and we will solve all problems together. We are confident that it will dramatically boost your exam preparation and give you a greater chance of having a place in a grammar school or a similar school. If it sounds great, please check the link in our description box below and take the exams. Please remember to practice the Stage 1 and Stage 2 mock tests together. It will give you a significant, and I mean a very significant boost in your confidence and knowledge. That's all from 11 Plus Maths Genius for this week. Next week, we will do mock test 6 from Stage 1. If you like it, please share with your friends and please subscribe. And don't miss any lectures, mocks, tips, or fun. Until then, be vigilant when you are outside, stay safe, stay healthy, and practice more. And I'll see you guys later in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.